Hello everyone, and welcome back to Joy as It Flies. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to crochet these gorgeous little star trinket dishes. Now, there are a couple of things that I love about this pattern. First of all, it's a scrap yarn project, so you can use up all of your scrap yarn that you don't know what to do with. As you can see, I have a lot here, and I'm starting to use it up with projects like this one. The other thing I love about it is it's a beginner-friendly tutorial. So if you're pretty new to crocheting, if you don't really know what you're doing, but you want to create something to have in your house, this is the tutorial for you. Now, one thing that I've seen on my videos, and I've also seen on some other people's videos, is the comment, "Can you please slow down? I can't see what you're doing, you're going too quickly." Now, it's for this reason that I have really slowed this video down. I've slowed it down to a beginner crochet pace. So, if you're more advanced and you know what you're doing, I have included timestamps for you, so you can flick through the video, you can get to the bit that you need to be at. Now, if you have any comments, if you have any questions, if there's something you don't like, or that you would like me to change in my next tutorial, please let me know down below in the comments. Now, let's stop talking and get to the video. Now, there's just a couple of things that I want to note before we begin. The first thing is I work in UK crochet terms, not US. There's no particular reason for this. I learnt in UK terms, so I've stuck with it. However, I do know that many of our followers do work in US. I've included a chart here so that you can see the difference. If you would like a more in-depth description, make sure you check out our website where I have a blog post going through the difference. I'll link that down below in the description box. For this tutorial, you're going to need some yarn. I recommend using a slightly chunkier yarn, like these two here, or even some cotton yarn. You just want something that's not too thin, and a yarn that's also going to hold its shape. You're going to need a crochet hook. I'm using a 4.5mm, some scissors, and also a darning needle. We're going to begin by making a magic ring. Start by taking the end of your yarn. This is also called your tail end. Now, taking 3 of your fingers, we're going to wrap the yarn around. Now, I like to hold my thumb just where the beginning of the yarn is. Wrap your yarn around your fingers to create an X shape on the front. Bring the yarn down, and again, I like to hold this with my little finger and thumb. When you turn your palm over, you'll see that there's 2 lines of yarn. So on your palm you have the X, and on the back you have the 2 parallel lines. Next, take your crochet hook and insert it underneath the first loop. Then, grab your yarn and gently pull it through. You want to be really gentle when you're doing this. Turn your hook towards you. Now, as you'll see, this has created like a little loop. Now, holding the loop on your hook with your finger, yarn over and pull through that loop. This is a chain 1, and this is going to secure your magic ring in place. Gently take your fingers out of your ring, and then you can open it up. Now, for round 1, we're going to begin by making 6 double crochet into our ring. So insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop. You'll have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through both of those loops. We're going to do that 5 more times. So, insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop. You'll have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 2 loops. So you can see here that we now have 6 double crochet into our magic ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now you're going to take the short end from your magic ring. Holding onto your 6 double crochet, you're going to pull that string, and this is going to pull your ring tight. As you can see there, it's closed it all up. Now, to close this round, you're going to find the very first double crochet that you made, and you're going to slip stitch into it. So insert your hook into it, yarn over and pull through that stitch, and then pull straight through the stitch on your hook. And that's the end of round 1. Now, to begin round 2, you're going to start by chaining 1. Remember, this chain 1 does not count as a stitch. Into the very first stitch, you're going to make 2 double crochet. And you're going to do that all the way around. So into your very first stitch, you're going to make 1 double crochet. And back into that same stitch, you're going to make your second double crochet. Into the next stitch, you're going to make 2 double crochet again. And you're just going to repeat that all the way around, making 2 double crochet into each stitch. You will have 12 double crochet in total for round 2. To close the round, find your very first double crochet, insert your hook into it, and make a slip stitch. For round 3, begin by chaining 1. Into that very first stitch, you're going to make 1 double crochet. Into your next stitch, you're going to make 2 double crochet. Now this 2 double crochet is called a double crochet increase. So into that next stitch, you've got your first double crochet, and back into the same stitch, you have your second double crochet. And you're going to repeat these last steps all the way around. So in your next stitch you have 1 double crochet, and in the stitch after that you have your increase or your 2 double crochet. For round 3, you should have 18 double crochet in total. At the end of round 3, find your very first double crochet, insert your hook into it, and make a slip stitch. For round 4, begin by chaining 1. Into the first 2 stitches, you're going to make 1 double crochet. So here's 1 in the very first stitch, and then 1 in the next stitch. In your third stitch, make your increase or your 2 double crochet. And you're just going to repeat that all the way around. So in the next 2 stitches, make 1 double crochet. And in the next stitch, make your double crochet increase. and you're just going to continue all the way around. For round 4, you should have 24 double crochet in total. At the end of round 4, find your very first double crochet, insert your hook and make a slip stitch. For round 5, begin by chaining 1. Into the first 3 stitches, we're going to make 1 double crochet. So here's our first stitch, here's our second stitch, and here's our third stitch. Into the 4th stitch, you're going to make your increase, or your 2 double crochet. So here's 1, and here's 2. And you're going to repeat these steps all the way around. So we have 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches, and then our increase in the one after. For round 5, you should have 30 double crochet in total. To close round 5, find your first double crochet, insert your hook and make a slip stitch. Now, I'm just going to show you on another basket that I've made previously. We've made this middle section here, so this big circle. For round 6, we're going to start creating the points of our basket. We're going to begin by chaining 1. Into the very first 2 stitches, you're going to make 1 half treble crochet. So yarn over your hook, insert your hook into that very first stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. We're going to do that again into the next stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. In the next stitch, we're going to be making 3 treble crochet. So yarn over your hook, insert it into the next stitch, yarn over and pull through. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops only. You'll have 2 loops left on your hook. Yarn over and pull through both of those loops. We're going to do that twice more into the same stitch. Yarn over and insert into the same stitch. Yarn over and pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops only. Yarn over and pull through the last 2. Once more, yarn over, back into that same stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops only, and yarn over and pull through those last 2 loops. In the next 2 stitches, make 1 half treble crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And into the next stitch, another one. Yarn over, insert into your stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. So, as you can see here, this has started to create our very first point. So we have our 2 half treble crochets, our 3 treble crochets, and then our 2 half trebles. We're going to repeat this all the way around our circle until we have 6 points in total. So in the next 2 stitches, make your 2 half treble crochets. So here's our first one, and into the next stitch, our second. In the next stitch, make your 3 treble crochets. So here's 1, here's our second one, and finally our third one. In the next 2 stitches, make 1 half treble crochet. So here's our first one, and here's our second one. And you're going to continue this all the way around. When you get to the end of round 6, you're going to find your very first half treble crochet. Insert your hook into that and make a slip stitch. For round 7, begin by chaining 1. Into the very first stitch, make 1 double crochet. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through both of those loops. In the next stitch, make 1 half treble crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. In the next stitch, make 1 treble crochet. So yarn over and pull up a loop. Pull through the first 2 loops, pull through 2 loops. Now, in the next stitch, we're going to be making the main point. So, we're going to start by making 1 treble crochet. Back into that same stitch, we're going to make a double treble crochet. So, yarn over your hook twice. Insert it back into that same stitch. Yarn over and pull up a loop. You'll have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops only. You'll have 3 loops left on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. You'll have 2 loops left on your hook. Yarn over and pull through both of those 2 loops. Chain 1. We're going to now make another double treble crochet into that same stitch. So yarn over your hook twice. Insert your hook back into the same stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. You'll have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. You'll have 3 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. And now we're going to make 1 more stitch back into this one. We're going to make 1 treble crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops. So as you can see here, this has created our main point. Into the next stitch, make 1 treble crochet. Into the next stitch, make 1 half treble. And finally, into the next stitch, make 1 double crochet. So we're going to repeat these last few steps all the way around our star, creating 6 points in total. So to begin, we have 1 double crochet. In the next stitch, 1 half treble crochet. In the next stitch, 1 treble crochet. Now we have our big stitch. In the next, make 1 treble. Back into the same stitch, make 1 double treble. Chain 1. Back into that same stitch, make another double treble crochet. And finally, 1 treble crochet. In the next stitch, make 1 treble crochet. In the next, 1 half treble crochet. And finally, 1 double crochet. So go ahead and pause the video and repeat these all the way around until you have 6 points in total. Now, I've just finished round 7. Hopefully it should be looking like a star by now. To close the round, find the very first double crochet that you made. Insert your hook into it and make a slip stitch. And that is the end of round 7. For round 8, chain 1. Now, if you have a look at your stitches, you'll see that they look like tiny little V's. And in this, you have the very front loop of your V, which you can see here, and you also have the back loop. For this round, we're going to be working into that very front loop of each stitch. So, the first stitch is going to be the hardest. You might need to pull your work apart a little bit to see it. But we're going to make 1 half treble crochet into the front loop of each stitch. So yarn over and insert your hook into that very front loop. So you can see that's just the front loop. Yarn over, you'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. And you're going to repeat this around in each stitch, working only into that front loop. So we have 1 half treble in the next stitch. Now, when you get to the chain 1 at the very corner of all of your points, you're going to do the same thing. You're just going to work into that very front loop. So as you can see here, I've gone into the front loop. And you're going to continue to do this all the way around, making 1 half treble crochet into the front loop of each stitch. When you get to the end of round 8, you're going to find that very first half treble crochet. Insert your hook into it and make a slip stitch. Now, you might need to bend your bowl into shape a little bit, but you can see here that by working into the front loop, we've created this nice ridge around the very bottom. Now, we have our final round. Begin by chaining 1. Now, all we're going to do, this is probably the simplest round, is you're going to make 1 half treble crochet into each stitch around. So start in that first stitch and make 1 half treble crochet in each stitch around. If you want to double check your stitch count, you should have 66 stitches in total. And of course, at the end of the round, find your very first half treble crochet, insert your hook, and slip stitch into it. Now, we're going to do something called fastening off, and this just secures your finished project. All you're going to do is chain 1. Then you can cut your yarn, and you can pull your yarn through that loop. Pull it nice and tight, and all this does is just secures your project, so it makes sure it basically stops it from coming undone. Now you're going to take your darning needle and you're just going to weave in any loose ends that you have. And there you are. You have now made your very own crochet star trinket dish. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and make sure you hit that notifications bell so that you can stay up to date with all of our tutorials. And as always, happy crocheting!